When you are thinking about choosing your GCSE or A-level options, RE has an amazing offering. For those students that have taken the course previously, RE has proven to be one of their strongest results. We can guarantee that our lessons will be engaging, full of meaningful discussions, and our topics are relatable. There are so many opportunities to debate and challenge a variety of viewpoints. The topics we teach will inform a deeper understanding of teachings and practices within Christianity and Islam and explore many ethical modern issues. RE as a discipline will help develop your key skills of critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and formulate your own viewpoints on modern issues that affect each and every one of us from religious to non-religious perspectives.
Philosophy and ethics doesn't shy away from any sort of problems, any sort of controversies. And I think now, being in this position, never done GCSE RE or anything, I think it genuinely has expanded my mind, and I think it genuinely has encouraged me to speak out sometimes, not accept everything as it is or think deeply about everything.
The concept of agape obviously is central to Christianity, and learning about that now and being able to apply that to someone that we've actually met, Peter Lantos, and his experiences, and ultimately his kind will and his soul that allowed him to forgive and have that trait of forgiveness that is obviously so prominent in agape.
In our RE lessons, I know that we make things really real for the kids. We make it relatable so that they have an understanding of how to take that content into the real life.
Well, I think in such a rapidly progressing and a divided society, I think it's good for children who study GCSE RE to come to the world prepared and understand the beliefs that divide and unite people in our current world. And I think with things that are erupting across the world, I think this understanding of division and unity is more important than ever.
It's about, yet again, this openness that you have, to be a philosophy student, to take religious studies, ethics, theology, to take them seriously, you have to be open to other approaches. You can't have a sort of fixed mindset where you only see your own opinion, because it doesn't work in these subjects, You have to debate and objectively, as objectively as you can, you have to debate different opinions of different scholars. And if you have a closed mindset where, you're not able to see or properly recognize and acknowledge the greatness or the good opinions of others, you're gonna fail. And in life, it's the same. If you can't see another person's side of the argument, if you can't see another person's method of approach to a work situation, a project, you're gonna fail. So I feel like philosophy really just opens your mind to the truth of things, and it helps you see both yourself and the world.
One of the more exciting aspects of choosing GCSE or A-level RE are the trips that we offer. Last year, History and RE joined together and students got to travel to Poland for 4 days. The itinerary was jam-packed to really make the most of the time that we had there. We explored the old Jewish quarter of Krakow, and students could learn about the city and see how the Holocaust is so closely tied with its history. We also got to visit various museums and experience Polish culture one evening with traditional food, song and dance. Of course, the most significant part of the trip was getting the chance to visit Poland's concentration camps and spend the day at Auschwitz and Birkenau.
I feel like with a lot of subjects, this is especially with STEM, you kind of, it's kind of detached from your life. You see your subject and the academic discipline as something separate. You don't actually take it as real life. For example, Fyodor Dostoevsky wrote a book called The Brothers Karamazov, where he talks about Russian soldiers that would throw babies into the sky and shoot them with bayonets. And you hear it, and it's like, yes, you appreciate the sadness and cruelty of the situation, but it's not really until you physically see it, where you can actually appreciate it. Seeing is, in a sense, believing. When we went to the Poland trip, and I'm seeing thousands of people's hair and belongings and shoes, and hearing from actual people that lived in this city and people that are knowledgeable of the situation, hearing from them that the Nazis told the Jews to mark all their belongings, because when they come back, they're going to need to know what stuff is theirs. But they never saw their stuff again. They were just sent off to to die, and that's just cruel. When you're in that environment, you can really appreciate what Dostoevsky was saying, in the sense that, how can you say that God exists? How can we discuss the problem of evil and say that God exists and evil is meant to happen when you've got stuff like this happening?
It's important that across the board our students are able to see and have these real life experiences, so they don't just think that this is just something that we do in school. And the fact that we can provide those experiences in RE helps them, again, be prepared for the wider world. These are not just things that we talk about in a classroom. They can take that learning and see how it's actually impacted. And I think a lot of those students walked away from that trip thinking a little bit differently, looking at things a little bit differently. Definitely when we looked at discrimination, they seen it as something that was a lot more impactful than maybe what they would have ever thought.
It's really applicable to the wider world, so I take it alongside English literature and philosophy. So it's nice to be able to take big concepts that we learn about in philosophy, like religion and like ethical debates and ethical dilemmas, and link that to what we're learning about in literature and in society as a whole, really. And yeah, just being able to connect things and make links between not only what I'm learning in school but outside of school as well.
So I just enjoy the subject, I enjoy what topics we do. I've liked learning about evangelism, spreading the word. That was a very good topic.
I enjoy arguing with people. It kind of gives me a big head because I just like arguing with people.
Genuinely, my brain, every single lesson gets fried, like melted. Like, I have an existential crisis every single lesson. Not to be biased, but I think you should just choose it. I think that it just opened the world so much more, opened your mind so much more about things that you haven't even thought of before. I think even like GCSE, I didn't do GCSE RE, but I really wish I did. So I think if you're even considering it, I think you should definitely choose it.
Take it. It's a really good opportunity. It really opens up your mind and allows you to look at everything from everyone else's perspective, and it leaves you really open-minded with a much better understanding of everything.
I'd probably just say throw yourself into it. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because really that's where the best conversations come from, is when someone brings up a point you haven't thought about, or when you bring up a point that no one else has thought about, and being able to challenge each other, add on to each other, build on each other's ideas. And yeah, I think that's really something that I would suggest, is just, throw yourself into it.
I strongly advise you just go for it.
We as a department are so incredibly proud of the students that we have taught throughout the years and what they managed to accomplish during their time here at Preisdent Kennedy. RE is not just a subject, it's a philosophy for life.